In Hollywood, they called it Disney's folly. In 1934, Walt Disney was the undisputed king of short cartoons, famous for Mickey Mouse and the Three Little Pigs, but Walt was restless. He realized 7-minute shorts couldn't sustain a major studio forever. He wanted to do what no one had ever done, make a full-length animated feature film. He chose Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When the industry caught wind of it, they thought he had completely lost his mind. No one believed adults would sit through a 90-minute cartoon without getting a massive headache. Even Walt's wife, Lillian, and his brother and business partner, Roy, begged him to drop it. Roy knew the financial reality. The studio simply didn't have the money. But Walt was a gambler. He mortgaged his own home and poured every single cent the studio made back into the project. As production dragged on, the budget skyrocketed. What Walt initially thought would cost a hefty $250,000 ballooned to an astronomical $1.5 million, an unprecedented sum in the middle of the Great Depression. Disney wasn't just building a movie, he was inventing the technology to make it. He pioneered the multiplane camera to create the illusion of depth and forced his animators to study human anatomy to make Snow White's movements look incredibly lifelike. By late 1937, the money completely ran out. The film was only half finished, and the banks were ready to shut Walt down. Desperate, Walt begged a high-ranking executive at Bank of America named Joseph Rosenberg for a loan. Rosenberg was skeptical, so Walt did something highly unusual. He showed him raw, unedited footage of the film. Rosenberg sat in silence as the rough sketches danced on the screen. When the lights came up, Rosenberg looked at a sweating Walt Disney and said, "Walt, that thing is going to make you a hatful of money." The loan was approved. On December 21st, 1937, Snow White premiered at the Carthay Circle Theater in Los Angeles. The audience didn't get headaches, they openly wept when Snow White bit the poisoned apple. The movie became a cultural phenomenon, pulling in over $8 million during its initial release, the equivalent of hundreds of millions today. It didn't just save Disney from bankruptcy, it funded the construction of a brand new state-of-the-art studio in Burbank and forever transformed animation from a cheap novelty into an American art form. Walt Disney risked absolutely everything on a fairy tale, and in doing so, he built an empire.